Welcome to Curt and Paul Discuss. Obviously, once again, Curtis is not here, but I am Paul Chappell, and I will be your host today for a very special review of The Predator, which is the fifth, sixth, seventh, I don't know, installment of this series. This one obviously didn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it desperately needed his help, this film, because this film, I'm just going to go right ahead and say it, this film was a hot mess. Basically, the plot was incomprehensible, and there will be spoilers from here on out, but bear with me. I'm just going to go ahead and say don't waste your money on this. The movie starts out, weirdly enough, with a chase through space between two alien, predator spaceships. One of which warps to Earth and crash lands in America somewhere. They never really specify, but it's in some kind of wooded area. It might not even be America. I don't. This movie was so badly edited and directed that I really can't even tell you where it was, because a ranger sniper, which is part of the army, he intercepts the crash while he's on a mission trying to recover two hostages. And it looks like a foreign country. So maybe it didn't crash land in America, but then later government agents show up and they take one of the predators to a government facility. So I don't know. It was very confusing. The army sniper, his team is decimated by this predator who just crash landed on the planet, and the predator hangs one of his team from a tree. Like, this predator just crash landed on the planet, yet he has time to go sports game hunting or something. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. The protagonist of this particular movie is a guy named Quinn McKenna, played by Boyd Holbrook, he was in the Logan movie, if you've seen that, playing the bad guy. Like I said, this movie was incomprehensible in a lot of ways, and the casting for this movie was also incomprehensible, because I have no idea why they thought this actor would be a good draw for this movie. As a protagonist, I guess he was okay. He kind of gave off that anti-hero vibe. But you also had Sterling K. Brown in this movie, who is famous for The People vs. O.J. Simpson. I mean, this is a quality actor who I could very well see getting an Oscar at some point in the future. And for some reason, he was in this movie playing the bad guy. I felt like he would have been a lot better as the hero, but that's just me. Anyway, Olivia Munn was also in this movie for some reason, playing a evolutionary biological scientist or something like that. I don't know. She's brought in by government agents, these men in black, to some government facility below a dam or something, and she's brought in to consult on this captured predator who has human DNA for some reason. And the whole plot of the movie has something to do with global warming or climate change, whatever you want to call it. I was just totally confused by the plot of this movie. Apparently, it comes up. They come to the conclusion that this predator that they have captured has actually come here to help the human race, and he demonstrates that by killing everybody in the room because they don't have him strapped down to the table where he's being examined for some reason. And so he breaks out the facility very easily, kills everybody, escapes, and meanwhile, the sniper slash hero of this film is on a bus headed to this same facility with this gang of outcasts and military prisoners who, for some reason, they are also on the bus going to the same facility for unknown reasons. This is making your head hurt, believe me. It's nothing compared to the headache you will have once you finish watching this film, if you dare go watch it. And I recommend it that you really do not watch this film. It's just like I said, it is a hot mess. And I have no idea what was happening half the time. At one point in the film, the Predator armor is being worn by the sniper's autistic son, and he actually kills somebody who throws something at him because apparently the Predator armor can work on its own for some reason and will defend whoever wears the armor for some reason. And that kind of conflicts with what we learned in the earlier movies because the Predators are big game hunters and they operate their own weapons. So it would kind of defeat the purpose of the whole hunter thing by having armor that defends itself, if you understand what I'm saying. So I just found that weird. And apparently you find out in the movie that the aliens are also after this kid who has autism because autistic people are the next evolutionary step in human evolution because, I don't know, because they can count cards or something like Rain Man. Seriously, that's a side plot of the movie. A lot of people rightly or wrongly blame Shane Black for ruining the last Iron Man film, and particularly the Mandarin character, who is a big staple of the Iron Man comics. It's also probably his biggest villain in the Iron Man comics. I thought unfairly he was maligned for this, killing the Iron Man franchise. If you know anything about that movie, it made lots and lots of money. So whether that can be attributed to the earlier Iron Man movies or his version, I don't know. But one thing I can say is I can kind of see where everybody was going with that because I feel like Shane Black, if the Predator movies wasn't already on their last leg, this movie would definitely kill it because it was terrible, terrible, terrible in every way possible. And I don't see how it recovers from this. I mean, sure, there might be a sequel. It opened really big. I think it's already made $50 million or something. And it's only been out 2 days. They made it on an $88 million budget, I think it was. So, Hollywood, they love money. So I would not be surprised if this movie gets a sequel. Does it deserve a sequel? Hell to the no. It does not. I just can't stress to you how much I hated this film. I think this is one of the rare instances where you have an actor who was in one of the early movies actually directing a sequel to the first movie. I mean, it's not unheard of. Jack Nicholson did it with Chinatown, but Shane Black can be a talented director. I've seen some of his other films, but I don't know where he went wrong with this one. It was just, like I said, incomprehensible garbage. I wasn't even entertained in any way. I mean, and that's considering some of the set pieces they had in this movie. It should have been way more easy to entertain, just as mindless popcorn, but it did not for some reason. Maybe that was the editing. I don't know. I just didn't. There was a couple of good jokes in the film, mainly coming from Michael Keegan Key from Key and Peele fame. He was in this movie for some reason playing a kind of a kooky soldier, but even he couldn't save the terrible plotting and acting and everything else with this movie. It was just, like I said, I have no idea what they were going for with this movie. I'm trying to find something good to say about it, and I'm coming up empty. They introduced some new armor at the end. That was kind of cool. Even the spaceships in this movie were hot garbage. I mean, man, I haven't been this disappointed in a movie in a long time. And the Rotten Tomatoes score were, as far as critics and audience score, were right neck and neck this time. Usually the audience score at least will be higher than the critic score, because critics look for different things from movies. They look for originality. They look for something new, because critics are always out to praise a movie that they feel like is breaking out of a genre. And this, of course, is the action genre. And they're so eager to see something new because they've seen everything. And audiences, they don't care about cliches and what's already been done. They just come to be entertained. So most of the times you see the audience are a little bit more forgiving in their score. But like I said, the scores for this film are around 50%, and they're running neck and neck in the audience and critical category. So people are not enjoying this movie, and I have to agree with them. So, like I said, I give this movie 1 Bruce Willis, 1 Vin Diesel, or whatever, because like I said, this movie was hot garbage. So don't waste your money. Go see Crazy Rich Asians or The Nun or something like that. I don't care. Just don't see this movie. Go see Peppermint. And that's all I have for you today. And I will see you when I see you.